Hello guys, welcome to Extreme Weather Updates video, and I will be covering all of the tropics for you guys today. We have two index to watch and Hurricane Gabrielle, Major Hurricane Gabrielle. It just dropped from Cat 4 to a Cat 3, I'd say about an hour ago, to get its forecast track. And let's see what you got. Hurricane watches for these islands out here. It will be post-tropical by 2 p.m. Friday. Then maybe even impacts the Portugal and coastal Spain, which is pretty rare because the waters over there aren't exactly hot. Let's take the long wave infrared, and it's got an eye. It's looking a little bit weaker than it was yesterday for sure, as yesterday was the black and even gray colors, which means it's very strong. And the eye was huge. It still looks like a pretty decent storm, but it's definitely weakened a little bit. You can look at the spaghetti models right here. You know, the majority of them have them staying out here, impacting these islands over here. And then some have it going more north towards Spain, and then some have it dipping down south towards Portugal. And then we have a couple outliers here, two models that have it going straight up, continue north, and then one having it just dip. And you see this rapid intensification right here. The intensity models is just going to go downhill from here. Some have it staying Cat 2, Cat 3, but most of them have it from 48 hours from now, from a tropical storm high end to a Cat 2. We go 72 hours out. Now most of them have a tropical storm, maybe a couple Cat 1s. And there's also a couple Cat 2s and Cat 3s. 96 hours. Couple outliers, Cat 3, Cat 2, Cat 1. Then you have most of them are tropical storm. And then in 120 hours, they're basically all tropical storms except a couple. So that's Gabrielle for you. Let's look at these index now. So one of these probably not going to impact land. Maybe it could impact like the northeast. But this one's the one we're going to have to worry about. And they're given a high chance to develop, and I think it will. But I think there still is a possibility it doesn't. Because you're going to see it's going to go over Puerto Rico. It's going to go over the Dominican and possibly Haiti, over the Bahamas. And then it gets down to the water, which is very warm. Anything could develop there if the right conditions. And I think it will develop, but if things are just right, it might not. But we'll have to see. The East Coast, from anywhere from like the East Coast of Florida up to like North Carolina, maybe even Virginia, should be watching this right now. That's index 94, I believe. Most intensity models have it being a tropical storm at its peak, but that could very well change, yeah. So, actually, it would mainly go. So the National Weather Service and the National Hurricane Center has the low going over Puerto Rico. But as you see, a lot of these spaghetti plots actually haven't taking a big dip here. Missing Puerto Rico, getting to those warm waters of the Caribbean, then curving back up north into Haiti, the Dominican Republic. And then some models, they don't show a lot of models right now, but some models that I've seen elsewhere have it hitting Florida. Some have it at the East Coast. This is very far out, so it can change, keep in mind. But as you see, most of these models has it going over the Dominican Republic. Maybe it might not even form. And this is a big land area, especially for a system that's not going to be formed yet. So it could be ripped apart, and it could just not develop at all. Anything could happen. So we'll have to watch it closely. And then there's an outlier here that has it going into the Caribbean, and then maybe working its way into the Gulf. Now we look at this other one. Is this the one we just looked at? Oh, yeah. It says different color models. So that was actually 94L, not 93. Yeah, here's the other one. This one, we'll look at the intensity model first. Expected to be stronger. Cat 1 maybe even a Cat 2 or 3, according to one model. Most have it being a Cat 1, maybe a high-end tropical storm. So it would be stronger. The spaghetti models here have it staying way out to sea, or at least away from the U.S. Some all suggesting impacts to Bermuda, so we'll have to watch that. If it was this cyan track here, that would be on the dirty side, so they'd have to watch for that. So, yeah. Okay, so there's that. We look at this, our first area here. I think we could see development tonight, to be honest. We'll have to see. So this area over here, the one that I just showed you, Invest 93, high 70% chance in the next 2 days, 90% in the next 7. And then the other one I showed you, will be weaker, 94L, 30% in the next 2 days, and 70 in the next 7 days. These are the names we've had ticked off our list here. And I will get the tropical tidbits, don't worry. But just showing you all this for now. Here's Gabrielle's current track. Okay, yes. Okay, so we're on tropical tidbits now, and let's look at the GFS model first. Then we're gonna go get some satellite imagery. So there's our first system here forming. The GFS does have a little bit of circulation from it, a little bit of spin, and eventually a system forming, but actually, see, if you zoom in here, actually, it has this system forming, having this system form briefly, and then they kind of merge together before being torn apart. And then if we go really far out, it has a storm. It looks a little bit disorganized going across the Gulf Coast. Okay. The Euro model has both systems developing here. So here's the Euro, this first system that's expected to be stronger. It forms, it looks like it could impact the coast, but then it just gets pulled north. Same with the other system, but there would be some lane impacts in the northeast. And then, yeah. Okay. The Euro AI model now. So it has this first system actually not developing, and then it has the second system just kind of not making a complete landfall, but kind of riding the East Coast up before getting torn apart. The Canadian model has that first system forming, and then getting pulled away, and then it has an interesting path for a second system, getting kind of pulled up in a big front here. You can see starts up here, comes down, and the system kind of gets tied up in the front because you see it start to head towards the East Coast, and then a front by this other storm here, and then that kind of combines with this front, and it gets torn away. Last but not least, the German Icon model. So there's Gabrielle riding its way out, and it doesn't go too far out. So it has our first system forming into a hurricane, and our second system it looks like it'll form. Kind of struggling over the Bahamas, but definitely something there. Okay. So look at the satellite imagery. Already looked at Gabrielle. So first we're going to look at the more promising one, Invest 93. So look at this. This one already looks like maybe still a little bit disorganized, but it looks definitely more better than the other one I'm about to show you here. Invest 94. As the lows positioned somewhere here, but all the rain's kind of out here. So, and it kind of looks like it's weakening here, but it's just one satellite imagery. Okay. Again, let's look at the sea surface temperatures. Where these systems are right now, 29 degrees Celsius water, maybe 30. Plenty of heat to support a system. It's just wind shear, dust, and if there's too much land impact before it can even develop. So it has the water temperatures, not out of wind shear, so it has the wind shear on its side, with there not being a lot. And there's, I would say, light to maybe moderate dust, so it can develop. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay. Ensemble spaghetti models. Okay. Not what I meant to click on. Here. How far is this thing? Okay. No, just forget that, actually. I just wanted to see some spaghetti pots. Alright. That's about all I have for y'all today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cool Gamer, or not Cool Gamer, that's what I'm used to saying, but thank you for watching, and I'll have more updates for you on